Hello and welcome to Xbox On. You join us for some Halo Wars 2 trailer breakdown.
Oh yeah.
This is producer Matthew and I'm joined by our editor Adrian.
Hey.
This trailer has just debuted at the Game Awards, so we thought we'd have a little look through it, see what's going on, talk you through some of the details.
It's looking amazing, yeah.
It's looking great, yeah. It's the Atriox trailer. It's basically telling us the backstory of Atriox, who's the big baddie in the game.
And if you stick around to the end of the video, we're going to give away some cool Halo swag.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what can you tell me about the ship? This looks really cool.
Yeah, so first up I want to show you this. This is the inside of the UNSC Spirit of Fire, which is the ship from the first Halo Wars, if you played the first Halo Wars. Obviously made a big dramatic escape at the end of that game,
awesome.
but was left kind of crippled. Like a big part of its, I think they call it the slip space device. It's like their kind of like hyperdrive type thing to jump through space.
So they're completely stuck where they are.
Well, they're sort of floating home. They're all in cryosleep, and so they've woken up in this game 28 years later, and they are above the Ark. Which, if you played Halo 3, you'll probably remember. You actually visit the Ark in that game. It's where you can kind of launch all the other Halos from. So this is set way after that. It's actually set during the time of Halo 5.
Oh right.
So kind of all that threat's over. So in theory, it should be a pretty harmless base.
Yeah.
But as we're about to find out, that definitely isn't the case.
Okay, let's watch on.
What happened down?
So, very going to quickly stop on this guy here. This is James Cutter. Again, if you played the first game, you'll remember him. He's the captain of the ship. So he's already been through like a pretty intense, pretty intense campaign.
So he's ready to go again.
Well, I hope so, because he's up against something really nasty this time round. And he is currently chatting to this person.
Yeah, who's that? Is she like a new Cortana, like a version of?
Yeah, so she is. So, there are other smart AIs who look less kind of robo-lady than Cortana.
Oh, okay, so she's like an upgraded version.
Yeah, so she's, her name's Isabelle. She's actually based on, these sort of smart AIs are based on kind of other people who've died. Sometimes like their conscious gets like uploaded.
Oh, right, okay,
so
cool.
I think they're meant to be based on real people.
Yeah.
So Isabelle was the smart AI of the Ark. And she has had to evacuate the Ark because something very bad is happening, and a lot of this trailer is her telling us about someone, like a seriously bad dude has turned up.
Okay, so she's now on board.
Yeah, so she's on board, the Spirit of Fire.
Cool.
She's sort of going, guys, something really messed up happened, as we're about to see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So like little hints of something bad coming,
but we're going to get a better shot of him in a second.
Isabelle.
5 months ago, the portal from the Ark to Earth shut down without warning. A month later, he arrived.
He?
The Brute.
Oh, ominous. The Brute.
So this here, you see this flash of red?
Yeah.
This is the big baddie's signature weapon. This is a gravity hammer, which you'll know from the other games. Those big ass hammers, which are brilliant fun to smash people with.
Awesome.
This one belongs to Atriox, and it's called Chainbreaker.
Wow, it's got a name and everything. That's so cool.
Yeah. So what's really interesting about this is he's basically taken a gravity hammer and upgraded it with like all this mad, like evil, like electricity stuff coming out of it. It's got these giant red spikes on it, and it really reminds me of in Star Wars Force Unleashed, how Kylo Ren's made that like messed up lightsaber and it's all a bit wrong.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Oh, cool. So it's like a hybridized evil.
Yeah, it's like an evil.
Weapon.
It was a pretty evil thing to begin with. It's a massive hammer. But that's also that's kind of interesting because we actually, I spoke to Aaron Greenberg earlier in the year at a Microsoft event. He actually said, one of the big things with Halo Wars 2 is we really want to build this kind of like great Halo villain. And he said, a bit like Kylo Ren in Force Unleashed. So I wondered if this is kind of what he was referring to.
This is the guy. Okay, cool.
So Atriox.
I like that we've been introduced to Atriox with him just taking out Spartans.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. I think he took down like 3 or 4 in this scene. Like it's crazy, like how powerful he is.
He's just wrecking everyone.
Yeah.
So definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Their leader.
Now we're going to find out his name.
His name is Adrian.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
There he is.
I like that.
So now we're going to find out a little bit of his kind of backstory.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So this is the kind of sort of the myth behind the man or the brute.
Yeah. So he's like a proper kind of legend and battle tested and tried.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's really cool about this guy is he obviously as a brute he used to fight with the Covenant.
Yeah.
But as she explains in this trailer, the Covenant have kind of built. They had these sort of like almost like suicide squads that he sent in to do like really nasty missions, kind of under the guise of you know, you're going to get this big like religious sort of prize at the end of it.
Yeah.
Expecting him never to come back, but he's the guy who came back. So like he had like a huge kind of axe to grind with the Covenant.
Less than impressed with the Covenant then.
Yeah, I think so, absolutely, yeah. So he's going to come back and he's going to form this new group called the Banished.
Oh right, okay, cool.
By war.
Oh, he is a badass.
Yeah, he's pretty tough looking.
With every victory, his legend.
No, I like his armor.
Yeah, so this is like at a point where he's kind of impressed everyone, and he's impressed everyone to the point where he's become quite a threat.
Yeah.
So the Covenant are going to send some pretty big guns after him.
And then trying to banish him.
Yeah, so this is interesting. This red sword here, this is a reference to like an assassination attempt, which was actually covered in one of the Halo graphic novels.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so in Halo Tales from the Slip Space, we were introduced to these guys with the red swords. They were basically sent to sort of assassinate him. And they kind of messed the job up.
Oh, gosh.
So
they couldn't actually manage to pull it off.
Yeah, again, as we're about to see.
He does look like a bit more of a badass than them,
yeah,
I've got to be
it
honest.
looks like it would take several of those sort of piddly red things to do any damage.
Yeah.
In everything we know about the Covenant's 1,000-year history, Atriox was the first.
Nice.
Can't do it. Can't bring him down.
It's just too big.
He is too big. He's massive. What have they been feeding the guy?
So he's got backup now.
Yeah, this is like I think meant to be just showing the kind of the moment where they kind of really sort of split away and become their own thing.
So it's a totally new faction to the Halo universe.
Yeah, it is.
Really.
What's really cool about it is, as we'll see in just a second, is that so the Banish basically take everything you know about the Covenant and do their own kind of like mad twist on it.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool, because I was going to say these almost look like a Mad Max version of a ghost.
Yeah, they're all kind of smeared with red. They all look like really messed up, and as you'll see, like as well, it's very Mad Max actually. Crunch. This gets like partially stepped on by this thing.
Whoa, that's seriously big. I like the sense of scale with this as well. There's so much going on.
So I think there's lots going on here. Like this giant thing here, and it looks to me like the sort of the banished version of a Scarab, which were like the big tanks you took on in Halo 3.
Yeah.
Now I've stopped here as well. These two blokes, they're quite important. They're like the second in command to Atriox.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this guy on the left with his back to us is Let Valir, who is an elite.
So he's got elites on his team as well.
Yeah, so he's got. This guy, like according to his backstory, is maybe like a little reluctant to work for him. So there might be some sort of tension there, right?
Okay.
These games actually have a lot clearer story beats than the mainstream Halo games. So. You think you're going to see some kind of political infighting and stuff.
That sounds really interesting. There's actually going to be a proper storyline.
Yeah.
For a proper storyline throughout strategy games.
Told with these like amazing CG cutscenes as well, which is exciting. And this guy on the right is sort of a white-haired brute called Decimus. Now we actually saw him. He's actually the big baddie in the first mission of the game, which I saw behind closed doors at E3.
Oh, cool.
So basically, you've arrived at the Ark. You're still sort of investigating what's going on. You encounter this guy, and you may think, "What's a real-time strategy game? How much damage can like one sort of little unit do?" But he has this like huge exoskeleton. Just comes marching in. I mean, the guy's like seriously tough.
So you have to throw like a whole army at him.
Yeah, basically. You can use the lasers from the ship above to sort of fire down from space, which is quite cool. So we just sort of round out the trailer by watching sort of like very quick snippets from the game of kind of some of the action, some of the encounters. I think one thing it's really worth pointing out is this trailer was made by a CG team called Blur, who did the cutscenes for the first Halo Wars. And they also did the CG cutscenes for Halo 2 Anniversary.
Oh, amazing.
And they're like amazing. And you can see the quality of them. Like they're absolutely beautiful. And they're almost sort of, they could be like a standalone CG film.
Yeah, I'm really liking the vibe of the trailer. It's definitely feeling like it's going to be a really epic storyline.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't look like it's going to end brilliantly well for everyone.
No. Wow, that's a lot of units.
Yeah, so you kind of get an idea. I'd love the game if it had the scale of that, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see. I'm excited to check it out now, though. That trailer's really cool.
But yeah, one other cool little thing I just want to point out at the end here is this. Where if you, they've just announced this, if you pre-order the digital version of Halo Wars 2 Ultimate, you get Halo Wars Definitive Edition thrown in like a remake for Xbox One.
Oh, fantastic. Because I've always wanted to play, I've never got around to playing the first one properly. I played a bit, but I've always wanted to go back to it. And the first time I played it was just at the end of 360's life cycle for me, and I moved on to Xbox One. So the chance to play it on Xbox One would be fantastic.
Yeah, so they're rolling this out sort of beginning December 20th.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I think it's I really like the idea of kind of getting to know these characters in Halo Wars 1 if you didn't play it before you play Halo Wars 2, and also pre-order a game now. It comes out in February. Get to play something here and now, which is quite exciting.
Yeah. So will you actually get Halo Wars Definitive Edition now, like on the 20th? Or is it
from the 20th is
fantastic.
when
so you can pre-order it, and you've got something to play
and
in the
they'll be
meantime.
giving you early access to it. So
amazing.
It's great.
Really cool.
And speaking of getting things in the here and now, Adrian, we also how's that for a segue?
Wow.
We also have a Halo jumper to give away, a Christmas jumper no less.
Oh, nice.
You may have seen this in our Christmas gift guide the other day.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool. It says "Wake me when you need presents," which
I really like that one. Yeah,
is something that Master Chief would probably say. So we've got one of these jumpers to give away, and to be in a chance of winning that, you just need to include the hashtag Halo Wars 2 in the comments below and tell us what you are most excited for about Halo Wars 2, and we'll pick one of our favourite answers, and they will get the lovely jumper.
Yeah, so good luck, guys, and if you haven't subbed already, drop us a sub and a like, and very best of luck winning the jumper.
Yeah, and
it's awesome. I have been wearing one of them around the office, and I love it very much.
And you look very fetching.
Thanks. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye for now.